The kidney stores the essence. This is a repeat from last week, but it stores the essence that we get from our parents when we're conceived. This essence contributes to all the yin and the yang, all the qi and the wu. Again, repeat from last week. However, there's what's called the Ming Men, which translates as the gate of vitality. The Ming Men is what fuels our sexual drive, our sexual fire. But it also is the fire which supports the digestive system. If you look at the pancreas, it needs a lot of qi, it needs a lot of yang. That qi and that yang is what drives the digestive functioning, transforming and transporting. And so the kidney being the root organ, it's called the root, it's what stores the essence, that has the Ming Men. That Ming Men is then going to warm up the digestive system. So what will happen is, if the digestive system gets weak, then it'll start drawing on the kidney, it'll start drawing on the Ming Men to support it. Over time, not only will the pancreas get depleted if you don't fix this, then the gate of vitality, the Ming Men, will then start to get depleted as well. Some common foods, as a preview for our nutrition talk, to warm the pancreas are galanga, cloves, fennel fruit. Right? That's all Asian cooking, right? All of those things. Pepper, garlic, onions. All of those are warm. But you have to be careful. If you have acid reflux or heartburn, you probably have too much heat in your stomach. It's a very common diagnosis. And so even if your pancreas its fire is depleted, you can still have fire in your stomach. Harder to treat, because you have two opposing things happening at the same time.
What about irritable bowel?
Irritable bowel is very complicated. There's a lot going on there. Irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis. But what do you think the root of it is? What do you think the root cause?
Well, inflammation, which is some kind of heat, and
Okay. Inflammation and emotions. Emotions. Stress is the number one thing in Chinese medicine that causes irritable bowel syndrome. It's the first thing that happens. Then there's a bunch of other things that start happening over time that you have to address as well.
Can you say anything about introducing heat to the pancreas without, when there's fire? Like, what are other ways to increase?
Yeah, you have to be careful. So there's a formula in Chinese medicine that we use that's commonly used when there's that imbalance where one's hot and one's cold. And you have all these herbs that are clearing heat from the stomach, but then you have these other herbs that are adding heat to the pancreas. So herbs, we'll talk about this when we talk about the herb lecture, but herbs actually guide to specific organs. You have different herbs that go to specific channels, as in the meridians, and specific organs. So then you'll have herbs that literally clear heat from the stomach, and then you'll have herbs that literally warm the pancreas. So you have that balance. Yeah. The herb lecture is really fun. You guys will all sit around at a table. I'll have a bunch of herbs and we'll just play with them. It'll be great. Yeah. The kidney is also in control of the two lower orifices. There's really three, but they call it the two lower orifices. This is the urethra and the anus. So we're talking about our urination and our bowel movements. The third is in terms of sexual functioning, and this is the vas deferens in men, which controls the output of semen. And in women, it's the ovaries, which controls the releasing of an egg. So it controls these. The kidney qi has to be firm. That means it has to be consolidated. It has to be held together. When the kidney qi is not firm, which is a diagnosis in Chinese medicine, kidney qi not firm, then you have incontinence of the urine, you have incontinence of the bowels, and you can have in men premature ejaculation. And what would it be for women? Infertility? Yeah, but that wouldn't be kidney qi not firm. I actually haven't heard of a specific symptom that I can think of for kidney qi not firm for women in that sense.
Fluids leaking?
It could be leakage. Yeah, it could be leakage. Yeah, like profuse menstrual bleeding. Yeah, good. Yeah. And the kidney, lastly, governs the fluids. And it's in charge of forming urine. In old Chinese medicine, they put that function with the urinary bladder in terms of creating urine. They were wrong on that one. So you know the kidney creates the urine. So one of my teachers, who's old school Chinese, he said, "Oh, your books say this, but change it. Kidney's in control of making the urine." But he's also a product of post-communist China. So,
what's the difference between the processing fluid and the governing fluid?
So the processing is like a smaller functioning. Like it comes in the body and we take it apart, we pull out of it what's good and send off what's bad, as in send off through the bowel movement what's not good anymore. And then the governing means that it's in charge of all the fluids throughout the whole body. Just like the heart governs the blood, it's in charge of all of the blood in the whole body.